of chapter 4 of this book. Barry and Wally are sitting there, they're talking, lightning crashes, and they kind of, cut away. Then you see the Batcave, you see the dinosaur in the Batcave, and then you see the cape. And you see Batman basically walking through his cave. And there's like a Wally is talking. One thing leads to another.
He's kind of doing like a voiceover.
Yeah, he's doing the square box voiceover with the all that stuff. One thing leads to another, and you see Batman start picking at something in his cave wall. And that last panel...
He's holding the comedian's button with the blood stain on it.
From Watchmen.
Yes.
Then you flip the page, and the epilogue starts out on a different planet, which looks like Mars.
Well,
right?
It's Mars.
Yeah, that's
Mars.
where Manhattan pretty much lives.
From Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manhattan basically lives there.
See a watch being like
deconstructed,
and then rebuilt brand new.
And
it has the last bits of dialogue from the Watchmen novel.
Nothing ever ends. Nothing ends, Adrian. Nothing ever ends.
Yep.
And then the very last panel, the clock is ticking across the DC universe with a clock face with the blood splatter.
Yeah, but I mean that's also the clock like countdown to Doomsday because didn't it in the book it started at the 45-minute mark going
and then it kept on going up and up throughout the book. Yes. Yep.
And so
what Jeff Johns has effectively done is he has married the DC universe that we all know with the Watchmen.
Yes. Well, for now. I mean, nothing, unfortunately, throughout the Rebirth books so far.
Nothing yet.
Nothing has happened.
But of course, Jeff Johns tweeted out that picture of Dr. Manhattan's eyes.
He's like,
I'm going to be writing again this year. And it's like, holy shit!
He has envisioned Rebirth as the whole opening stuff to it is a 2-year long storyline. Like, he's basically, these first few issues and stuff is not only rebirthing the characters and reintroducing them again to new readers, which is, if you haven't ever read DC, Rebirth is a perfect jumping off point.
Yeah.
I hate to bash on the New 52 in that way, but Rebirth is just, it's a perfect jumping off point for just about any of the characters they have. Unfortunately, not all have come out yet. Shazam and others like that.
I don't think we're going to get Shazam.
I want to see the question.
The question would be cool, and he poses some interesting
questions.
Yes, questions. Pun totally intended.
He poses some.
No, but I loved his character in Justice League Unlimited. Like, he was so cool and just like a really bizarre dude, and I really want to see that in a comic book form again.
Yeah,
with
I think that
good
would be
art this time.
Well, a New 52 question is...
He was like some celestial being, wasn't he?
No. He is... Have you read Trinity War?
I didn't read Trinity War.
He's one of 3 people punished by... I believe they're gods of some sort. Because Pandora's the other one of them. And
Phantom Stranger.
And Phantom Stranger is the third. The question is one of them, because they remove his face. And the reason being is they want him to forget who he is and what he's done. And that becomes his ultimate question throughout the whole arc with Trinity Wars. Who am I? And, where is she? But he goes around and solving other questions. So, anyways, that's
trigger.
Yeah, basically, that's New 52 question. He's yet to show up again in Rebirth. I hope he does. But the issues basically that come straight out of Rebirth towards the end of it is you would have to read Flash, which I'm reading. And
Titans, which has Wally
Titans,
West.
Yeah. If you want to keep up with Wally West, Titans, Flash is Barry Allen Flash. But they're both the Flash though, so we have 2 Flashes and a Kid Flash.
The other
Wally West is just Flash.
Oh, he's still going just by Flash.
Yeah,
he is a Flash.
Black Wally West is Kid Flash.
It's Kid Flash.
Okay.
Yes,
because he's doing Teen Titans.
Yes.
Yeah, which leads me into... I mean, the Wally West book that comes out, this is Titans, obviously. And it's Nightwing and Wally West, Flash,
Garth,
Donna
Troy, Arsenal.
Isn't Beast Boy?
No,
is he Teen Titan?
Mm-hmm. Fuck, there's 2 others. But anyway, and the
Wonder
first
Twins.
No.
Yeah, they should come
Here,
back.
let me see.
Here's that. Anyway, the whole thing starts around Abracadabra, and his claim at the end of the first book is, I've made Wally West disappear, and now I'm going to end him. And so the first story arc, which is, 6 books, basically is that
I have no
whole
idea.
process. No, it is. Is that whole process. But Abracadabra introduces clones of these guys to fight them so that they're matched power-wise, but they're all magical beings. So, I mean, they have form, they have, they can be physical with everybody, but they're not real. They're not, like, really clones. So,
They're constructs.
They're constructs.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is he's trying to get Wally to make the same mistake he did before and run himself into the Speed Force by going so fast. And because he sets him up, he sets up the entire team where Wally has to save them and they're on opposite ends of the country. And so he saves everyone, basically. Long story short, he's a superhero. He saves everyone.
Of course.
And he saves Linda Park last, but as he does that, the Speed Force consumes him, and he poofs, and he goes away. And then...
This kid just...
he doesn't learn! Just let her die, man. Bros, no. But...
Were you really about to say bros before hoes?
No, man, I was about to say, Brosif, what's up, dude?
Nice cover.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways.
So he disappears into the Speed Force. He comes back and basically throws Abracadabra into the Speed Force. And that ends the first story arc. Going into anything that will be too in-depth or in detail or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's an action book. It's a team-up book.
Yeah.
But I recommend it. I love it. It's probably top 5 for me right now, and I have
Good choice.
a ton of polls that I'm reading currently.
There's one guy that comes into Slackers that literally gets every DC book.
Which is crazy.
Dude drops probably $200, $300 and it's just DC. Which, you know what? That's what you want to do, man. That's what you want to do. But that's so much reading. And that's one problem.
Either he makes a lot of money or he lives with his parents.
He probably works for the state and lives by himself. He could live in mom's
could just be a
basement.
collector.
I do that, but I
Oh,
don't
he's
have
a
that much
collector
money.
for sure. There's no reason anybody buys all of those other than they want to read
The
them
thing is,
and they
what
want
are
to
you gonna
collect them.
do? Like how do
I
you
have so
sell
many
all
pulls.
that stuff?
I have so many pulls, like, I get confused. I have to go back and read the books again.
That's
Yeah.
why I just buy it and trade.
Yeah.
But
So I don't have to keep opening it.
anyways, the other major book that ties comes straight out of Rebirth. They all do come out of the Rebirth one-shot, but the end of the Rebirth, not counting the epilogue, is the Flash himself, Barry Allen. And I've been reading that. The Rebirth one-shot's really good. It's a perfect way to basically start off the Flash again, and it actually, unlike most of the one-shots that I've read or heard about, it goes directly into the main storyline. Like, issue 1 of the main series after the one-shot continues off the Rebirth one-shot. And the first arc is dealing with a new villain for Flash called Godspeed. And he is supposed to be unlike any Flash villain, but he's a lot like Reverse Flash and a lot like Zoom.
Well, that happened after that giant storm cloud over
Yes,
the city, right?
it's the first little mini arc within the Godspeed.
again?
Basically, yes.
Cloud
the first
villains.
Cloud
the first
villains.
arc is called Lightning Strikes Twice, and basically what happens is there is a political front, or not necessarily a political front, but like a rogue scientist faction from Star Labs that harnesses the power of the Speed Force and causes another storm, which then creates numerous speedsters throughout the city, one of which is actually Wally West. Black Wally West gets
Flash
his
creating
powers,
more speedsters?
basically.
Huh.
And
Where have we seen that before?
Barry's partner,
Huh.
August Hart, in the police department, ends up becoming empowered, and the Flash chooses to train him. And the whole arc goes about all these speedsters don't know what to do, and Star Labs recruits the Flash to help collect them all up and train them collectively, basically just to help them have normal lives while having these powers. Should they choose to be a hero, they can work with the Flash. It's
Season 1 of the CW show.
in a way, yes.
What?
But instead of them getting powers, different powers, they're all speedsters. All of them. It got annoying, I will admit. I still love the
Fred
Flash,
Berlanti's like, yes!
but
It's the greatest comic story arc ever! More speedsters!
anyways, August Hart.
It's like
is-
Oprah Winfrey. You get the Speed Force, and
And
you get the Speed Force.
Oh
Speed
my
Force
God.
for everybody.
Pretty much. Ironically enough, one of the people who doesn't get it that I thought would have is Iris West. Iris West does not get Speed Force powers. But in an interesting twist, it keeps from New 52 by still having the Reverse Flash be Daniel West.
Okay.
Wally's dad is still the original Reverse Flash. They kept that. And you find out that Wally thought he was his uncle, not his dad, and then they tell him he's his dad, and this whole sad thing. Whatever. Anyways, Godspeed ends up being this villain who not only steals people's speed, but kills them to do it. And
did Zoom do that in season
Zoom
2?
in season 2, Zoom did that. But let's
Okay.
be completely honest here: Zoom in the Flash show is nothing like Zoom in
Nothing
comic
in
books.
that show is even
No,
close
but,
to the comic book.
Savitar season 3. No, sorry. Anyways,
But okay, that being said, we all watch.
We
the
still
show.
watch it.
oh yeah, no, totally.
We're not bashing the show.
It's like watching a soap opera for superhero nerds.
Well,
I'd hate to talk out both sides of my mouth.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Anyways,
You're such an asshole.
I know.
Godspeed really has no motivations other than collecting the rest of the Speed Force. It's basically splintered, is what happens. And they fight one of the head of this faction, and I believe they're called the... Ironically enough, I think they're called the Black Hole, which has nothing to do with anything with Speed Force. But
I
anyways,
saw a movie like that once.
yeah, I'm sure you
was
did.
it on the internet?
Yeah, it was like a minute and a half long.
Oh, okay. Anyways. Fuck off. I know what you're talking about. Anyways, so the Flash doesn't actually encounter Godspeed until like the 4th issue, and Godspeed kills the Flash's current girlfriend. She just disintegrates completely.
Wait, it's not... Is he not with Iris?
He is not with Iris. He is with a girl named Mina, who gets empowered. And she's actually the person who personally trains Wally West. She dies, so the Flash obviously has to take it over. And anyways, so Godspeed's revealed later on, spoiler alert, to be August Hart. August Hart decides he wants to become more powerful than the Flash and
Spoiler
actually
alert, jeez.
and kill the person who killed his
I
brother.
want to read this.
Well, it turns out the person he killed didn't actually kill his brother like he thought it was. He was wrong. The Flash and Kid Flash team up, absorb the Speed Force from him, and depower him. And then he's put in Iron Heights, and he talks about how he knows what's going to happen or things to go. Somehow he knows. I don't know how. It's never really revealed. And then there's a one-shot where the Wallies meet, which ties into actually the Rebirth overarching story because Wally, at the end of it, states, hey, I saw something else. And it shows it, and it's Jay Garrick's helmet.
That's cool.
Another of the Justice Society members.
Yeah.
And it's his helmet. So I'm hoping they get more into that later on. And then it went through a mini arc. The Speed of Darkness brings the Shade. The Shade is whatever you want him to be. I mean, he is a villain who uses shadows.
It's like
and,
Shade the Changing Man? Like that
No.
guy?
no,
Completely different.
it's
Oh, okay.
this guy's name is the Shade. Turns out he's reformed, falls in love with this chick named Hope O'Dare, and he starts losing control of his shadows because they want him to do bad things and he doesn't, and they end up taking control of him, and they suck Hope O'Dare and Iris West into the Shadow Realm, and Wally West. And so Flash finally meets Shade, and he knows he's reformed somehow. I'm assuming this has to be from New 52, but I don't know. Anyways, so Shade asks for his help. He brings Flash into the Shadow Realm. They fight the Shadows who have possessed Hope and Iris, defeat them within 3 issues total. And then it goes to the Holiday one-shot, which is Tar Pit. Wally West fights crime as Flash for Barry Allen while Barry goes on a date with Iris.
To a tar pit?
Yeah, but turns out Tar Pit is only trying to steal money from a bank to save
Tar
his...
Pit's a person.
Yes, Tar
It's a
Pit is a
villain.
villain. It's a villain.
He's
And
also in the show.
yeah, he's in the show, but he's horribly done in the show. Anyways, Tar Pit's trying to steal money from
What
a bank
season?
to say season
2?
1.
Or was it season 1?
No, it's season 2.
Okay.
You're right.
Disposable villain number 14?
Basically, Tar Pit's trying to
Dude,
steal
that's
the
the way
money
that show
to...
rolls, man. I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
Who feeds those people in the thing?
In what thing?
They lock them up in the
They lock him in
pipeline,
the accelerator.
and there's no bathrooms, no food. Like, do they just die? Like, do they
It's
just,
like a Japanese concentration camp.
do they just walk in there like, oh, shit, I knew we were forgetting something.
You don't need food. You'll be okay. Come back 3 episodes
Vibe goes
later.
down every once in a while and takes
Shit,
little
he's-
bathroom breaks.
Shit,
Oh,
he's died. God damn it. Anyways, so what ends up happening in the end of the one shot is Tar Pit needs the money to help save his niece and nephew, and Wally West goes, well, don't steal the money. I'll just save them. Tar Pit goes, okay, and voluntarily goes to prison, basically, because he did rob a bank. Wally West saves them, it ends up, and then you get to see the villain for the next arc, which is Captain Cold. because the Rogues left in issue 2